Howdy, I'm in the badly lit room again. Doesn't matter, because I'm reading a book. I know, I recently learned to read. I'm actually listening to it, so I guess reading isn't required. It's called Rot, A History of the Irish Famine by Pádraig X. Scanlon. I'm not sure if he uses Pádraig or Pádraig, but that's the author. I'm still in the beginning of it, but I've just run into a piece that I found really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys, because why have an Irish history page if I'm not going to do it? After around 700 years of English rule in Ireland, the systems at play were to ensure that Catholics could not own land or run their own lives, essentially. It only allowed for Anglican or English Protestant landlords to benefit financially from the land-owning systems, making it very difficult or nearly impossible for Catholics to profit off of the free market. The Irish were stuck in a system of poverty created for them, and working tirelessly for landlords for pitiful wages. However, the Irish did have something that they could sustain themselves with: the potato. And even though they couldn't afford to buy other foods, the potato was a readily available and easily made crop that they could make themselves. It didn't require processing, milling, baking, and the English considered this very backwards of the Irish. To eat something you grew yourself in your garden, it makes sure that you don't participate in the imperial capitalism that was created for the Irish at the time. The same capitalism that only benefited the English. You know, the kind that civilized people participated in. Sorry, I do believe they like it when I call it the economy. So civilized people didn't eat potatoes, they ate bread, because it required processing and multiple ingredients and therefore multiple people to put input into it. And you had to buy it with money from wages that you got from working, forcing you to participate in imperial capitalism and therefore benefiting the systems that continued it on, making sure that money continued to make the world go round. And a lot of English landlords and politicians said that it would actually be best if the potato disappeared from Ireland entirely. This would force the Irish to participate in economy. But the Irish didn't need to participate in the economy. They needed relief from the economy. And the free market was what was keeping them poor in the first place. So when the blight eventually hit the potato in the 1840s, the English actually thought this would be a good thing for the Irish. They considered the Irish to be backwards in their ways of living, wonder why, and that this would drag them forwards and force them to participate in the imperial economy. Sorry about the Churchill impression, They considered the poverty in Ireland to be a result of their own laziness rather than the effects of the free market and the systems at play keeping them poor. And that this laziness was augmented by the fact that they had a readily available crop to feed themselves, the potato. So why work for wages to buy food when you can just grow your own? But their dependence on the potato was because of the poverty that they experienced, not the other way around. So the English politicians at the time kind of had it backwards, and then when the blight hit, it was devastating. Anyway, that's all I can think about now.